All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are breaking down one of the most infamous S-rank missions ever, the Jeju Island Raid. You know, the one that went so wrong.
Yeah, let's just get right into it. From the second they stepped inside that ant nest, this was a life-or-death situation. We're talking about the boss room of an S-rank dungeon here. One wrong move, and you're done. No second chances.
So, the mission kicks off. You've got this all-star team of S-rank hunters from both Korea and Japan. They roll in with what looks like a flawless strategy. I mean, on paper, it's perfect. How could it possibly fail?
And the plan itself? Super straightforward, almost elegant. Step 1. Get a smaller team to lure the main ant army away from the nest. Classic diversion. Step 2. While the coast is clear, the main strike team sneaks in. And Step 3. Find the ant queen and take her out. You kill the queen, the whole colony falls apart. Simple, right?
You know, you can really feel the confidence, maybe even a little bit of arrogance coming from the hunters at this point. And honestly, can you blame them? We're talking about S-ranks, the best of the best. They look at these ants and just see, well, magic beasts. Strong, sure, but clumsy. No real strategy. And that right there, that underestimation, that's the critical mistake that's going to lead to absolute disaster.
Okay, so the first part of the plan seems to be working like a charm. The strike team makes its way deep into the nest, right into the queen's lair. This is it, the main event everyone's been waiting for. But what's waiting for them in there is an absolute nightmare. It's not just the queen. Oh no, she's got her royal guards with her. And get this, each one of those guards is said to be as strong as an S-rank hunter. So they're not fighting one big boss, they're fighting a whole room full of them at once. The odds just got way worse.
And you got to keep this in mind. This whole thing is being broadcast live. We're talking 80% viewership. That's insane. Almost the entire world is watching this happen in real time. So the pressure on these guys, it's just off the charts. Every single success, every failure is on display for everyone to see.
And against all odds, they pull it off. They actually do it. The teamwork is incredible, the power is just overwhelming, and they take down the queen. Mission accomplished. For that one moment, it looks like a clean win. Humanity just scored a major victory.
But then, just as everyone's about to breathe a sigh of relief, the queen lets out this final, bone-chilling scream, and you're left wondering, was that just a death cry? Or was it a signal? Something else? That sound just hangs in the air, and you get this awful feeling that this is far from over.
And yeah, that awful feeling was spot on. That moment of victory, it just evaporates, instantly replaced by pure uncut terror. The party did not last long, folks.
All of a sudden, the air gets heavy. You can feel this presence, and there's this disgusting smell that just fills the entire room. Everyone knows instinctively that something is coming, something way worse than anything they've faced so far.
And then he appears, the true king. He looks at these elite S-rank hunters, the strongest people on the planet, and just says, "You are all weak." This isn't just another strong ant. This thing is on a completely different level. The game just changed. This isn't a raid anymore. It's a desperate fight for survival.
You'd think facing a monster like the Ant King would be the worst part of their day, right? Wrong. Because while the hunters are literally fighting for their lives against this impossible creature, the real twist is happening behind the scenes. And this threat, it wasn't an ant at all. It was human.
So let's break down this conspiracy because it's just devious. First, a couple of support teams mysteriously go dark. Then, remember that diversion? The ants that were supposed to be luring the main swarm away are deliberately pulled back. And just as the Ant King shows up and all hell breaks loose, the Japanese hunters get a sudden order to withdraw. They just leave. They abandon their allies, leaving the Korean team trapped with the king and the entire returning swarm. It was a setup. The whole thing was a setup. And this quote right here says it all. Chairman Matsumoto, the guy who orchestrated this, hears that the entire ant colony is now attacking the trapped Korean hunters. His reaction? Odds they'll live for zero. Sensational. He's not just abandoning them, he's celebrating their deaths. This was all part of his plan to wipe out Korea's best hunters so Japan could take all the glory. Just pure, cold-blooded betrayal.
So it started as this global mission of hope, turned out to be a complete and utter trap. The hunters were hunted, they were defeated, and worst of all, they were betrayed by their own allies. Which really just leaves you with one question, doesn't it? When you're trapped, facing an enemy you can't possibly beat, and the people who were supposed to have your back have left you to die, what hope is there left?